It happened in those days when I was just starting my career as a lawyer. I got a job at a small, respected law firm in the city center. The team was friendly, and the partners were experienced and wise mentors for young lawyers like me. One of my first cases was representing the interests of the Robinson family, an elderly husband and wife who found themselves in an unpleasant situation regarding their property. They lived in a modest but cozy house, which was fully paid for and owned by them outright. However, as often happens, there were individuals who decided to take advantage of the situation for their own selfish interests. Their neighbor, Joe, a man with a dubious reputation, suddenly claimed rights to a portion of the Robinsons' land. Joe claimed that he had made a mistake in calculations long ago and that a part of his property supposedly belonged to the Robinson family. And it wasn't just a small piece of land, it was a substantial chunk, about a third of their plot. The elderly Robinsons were shocked by this turn of events. When Joe rudely demanded they hand over this part of the land, explaining the situation as his mistake, they refused and hired me as their lawyer to defend their rights. From the outset, the situation was extremely unpleasant. Joe had significant connections, he knew the district prosecutor well and even the judge who was supposed to hear the case. I was facing a tough battle to prove my client's property rights. During the examination of documents, old maps, and records, I discovered a crucial detail. It turned out that in the early 20th century, indeed, a part of the Robinsons' plot had belonged to Joe's ancestors. However, in 1938, due to debts, their land was sold at auction, and the new owners, whose rights later transferred to the Robinson family, purchased it according to all the rules. This was my main evidence and argument against Joe's dishonest claims. I studied hundreds of pages of documents, reviewed dozens of diagrams and maps to convincingly present this evidence in court. On the day of the trial, I was on edge and fully prepared to counter any attacks from my opponent's lawyers. They tried their best to discredit my evidence, accusing me of forgery and confusion in dates, but systematically, with expertise, I refuted each of their claims, citing primary sources and the opinions of independent experts. It was a tense, exhausting process that lasted several days. In the end, weighing all the for and against, the judge sided with my clients. He recognized the legitimacy of the property rights transfer in the 1930s and dismissed Joe's absurd claims. The court's decision was my first truly significant victory. Leaving the courtroom, I saw the happy faces of the Robinsons. They were deeply touched that a simple young lawyer had gone through all these difficulties just to defend their rights. With tears of joy, they thanked me and admitted they were happy to entrust their fate to such a principled and persistent lawyer. This first experience in a major legal case toughened me and instilled confidence in myself. I realized that even the most complex conflicts can be resolved civilly, relying on the law and without fearing pressure from dishonest individuals. Honestly, this victory inspired me to further improve in the legal profession. I understood that this was my true calling, to uphold justice, not allowing the powerful of this world to trample on the rights of ordinary people. Of course, there were still many difficulties and complex processes ahead. But the experience of fighting for the Robinsons' case taught me to be persistent and not to give up, no matter what schemes my adversaries devised. And these skills proved invaluable in my future career. After winning the Robinsons' case, my legal career quickly soared. Word spread about the principled and determined young lawyer who wasn't afraid to stand up against the powerful. Soon, people with all sorts of problems and questions started coming to me. Some faced pressure from influential officials when dealing with their property, others suffered from the abuses of police officers violating citizens' rights. I took on every case, delving into the smallest details, studying the laws thoroughly, and developing strategies to defend my clients' interests. Often, I found myself in confrontation with powerful lawyers representing the interests of wrongdoers. Thanks to my brilliant preparation, ability to handle facts, and knowledge of legislation, I won one victory after another. Soon, my law firm gained a reputation as a reliable defender of ordinary people against any encroachments. Of course, there were failures and defeats in court. But each such situation only spurred me to move forward, improve my skills, and become a more sophisticated and prepared lawyer. My principles and refusal to compromise with my conscience often caused me problems and enemies. Once, after one of the high-profile cases where I exposed a corruption scheme in the highest echelons of power, burglars attacked me one night. They beat me, took my money and valuables, threatening to kill me if I didn't stop my righteous activities. But this only strengthened my determination to pursue justice and fairness to the end. Over the years, my name became increasingly known, and my authority in legal circles grew. I began teaching at the university, acting as an expert in complex cases, and writing articles and books on jurisprudence. But the greatest achievement for me was that my colleagues, those who started working as lawyers around the same time, gradually acquired the necessary connections and switched sides to the powers that be, exchanging principles for money and status. I, on the other hand, stood firm, always siding with ordinary people. Despite all the promises and threats, I learned not to fear the arbitrariness of judges, corrupt officials, and criminal authorities. There were many dangerous episodes and threats to my life in my practice, but every time, I emerged from the troubles as a winner, defending not only someone else's rights but also my human dignity, because for me, being a lawyer is not just a profession but a true calling and destiny. It's the opportunity to make this world a little fairer and more lawful, to help dozens, if not hundreds of people restore their faith in the triumph of justice, and today, being an experienced and respected lawyer, I continue the same mission that has defined my entire life. To defend the rights and interests of people, unafraid to challenge the powerful of this world, for law and justice must be above any force and power. After my numerous courtroom victories and overcoming many difficulties, my family found its stability and happiness. My wife, who has always been my faithful anchor, supported me in every step. She was my reliable advisor and believed in me even in the toughest moments. Our children grew up surrounded by love and care. They saw how their father fought for justice and defended people's rights, and it inspired them. They inherited my principles and confidently walked their own path. Knowing that family would always be their support, my wife and I were able to provide our children with a good education and a stable future. And although my cases often took up a lot of time and energy, I always tried to find time for my family. Together, we spent weekends in nature, traveled, and created unforgettable memories. Our parents, proud of my achievements, were always there, supporting and helping in difficult times. Their wise advice and experience were invaluable to me. With each new day, I realized that my family was my main value, my source of strength and inspiration, and thanks to their support and belief in me, I was able to achieve so much in my professional career. Life continued its course, and our family grew and thrived, surrounded by love, trust, and understanding, and I was infinitely grateful for every day spent with them, as it was the most important and precious thing in my life. My parents always remained an important and reliable support for me. After my successes, they continued to live modestly in their cozy home, enjoying a peaceful and measured life. They remained true to their principles and values, which they always instilled in me. My mother continued to pursue her favorite hobby. She was passionate about gardening and took care of her garden, which was always blooming and well kept. My father, despite his old age, remained active and energetic. He continued to participate in the city's public life, helping those in need and contributing to the development of society. We maintained close ties and often spent time together. Evenings at the dinner table or walks in the park became precious moments for us, when we shared news, memories, and plans for the future. My parents were not only relatives to me but also friends and mentors. Their wisdom, experience, and love were always an inspiration and support for me. And I am grateful to them for everything they invested in me in my life. My parents, upon learning about the difficulties and dangers I faced in my professional career, were very concerned. They worried about my safety and health, but despite that, they always provided me with full support. My mother, with warmth and care, tried to ease this difficult period for me in any way she could. She took care of me, cooked my favorite dishes, and engaged in conversations to distract me from stress and tension. My father, although outwardly calm, I knew he was seriously worried about me. His wise advice and words of support were more valuable to me than gold. He always told me that I should remain strong and true to my principles, no matter what, my parents supported me in my decisions and believed in my abilities. They were my pillars in difficult times and my most loyal allies, and I am grateful to them for their love, faith, and support, which they always provided me with. With the family, we went to a furniture store in search of a new sofa. It was a bright and sunny day, and our mood was uplifted. We decided that it was time to update the furniture in the living room, and choosing a sofa was the first step towards this. At the store, we were greeted by a wide range of upholstered furniture of various styles and designs. Together, we looked at different models, discussed their advantages and disadvantages, trying to find the perfect option that would suit both in quality and style. My parents preferred comfort and functionality, while I paid more attention to design and color scheme. Together, we discussed every detail and made decisions collectively, taking into account the wishes of each of us. After a long review, we finally found the perfect sofa that suited all of us. It was comfortable, stylish, and fit well into the interior of our living room. We were satisfied with our choice and looked forward to bringing it home. Leaving the store, we headed to the car with smiles on our faces and good spirits. It was a great day spent with family, and choosing a new sofa was a pleasant and memorable event. To prevent similar situations in the future, it is important to take several measures and take proactive actions. 1. Ensuring safety. It is important to pay attention to the safety of yourself and your family. This may include installing a security system in your home, being aware of your surroundings and the people around you, as well as learning methods of protection and self-defense. 2. Strengthening legal awareness. It is necessary to be informed about your rights and responsibilities in various areas of life. This will help avoid many conflict situations and protect yourself in case of problems. 3. Exercising caution and vigilance. It is important to be cautious and vigilant in your actions and decisions. This may include carefully reviewing contracts and agreements before signing them, as well as avoiding dubious deals and contacts. 4. Developing emotional intelligence. Skills in managing emotions and conflicts can be useful in preventing many problematic situations. Developing emotional intelligence will help better understand yourself and others, improving communication and interaction. 5. Seeking help and support. It is important to remember that you can always seek help and support from professionals or close people in case of difficulties or dangerous situations. Do not hesitate to discuss your problems and seek advice from those you trust. Applying these measures and taking proactive actions will help reduce the risk of similar situations and ensure your protection and safety in the future. In the evening, on our child's birthday, we organized a small but cozy party with family and close friends. We decorated our living room with cheerful balloons and garlands, creating a festive atmosphere. On the table, we had a variety of treats, delicious snacks, fruits, a cake with a bright children's design, and our child's favorite sweets. We happily treated the guests and enjoyed lively conversations and laughter. The child was delighted with the gifts we prepared for him. He eagerly unwrapped each gift, rejoicing in new toys and books. We enjoyed watching his happy face and rejoiced with him. Throughout the evening, we played various games, danced to music, and shared pleasant moments and memories. This day was filled with warmth, love, and joy, and we happily spent it together, creating unforgettable memories for the whole family. In my story, I would like to share a few pieces of advice that, as I believe, can be useful for my readers. 1. Believe in yourself. Don't give in to fears and doubts. Believe in your strengths and abilities. Pursue your goals persistently and confidently. 2. Be brave. Sometimes, to achieve success, you need to take risks and step out of your comfort zone. Be prepared to take on challenges and not be afraid of the unknown. 3. Strive for justice. Be ready to defend justice and fight for the rights not only of yourself but also of others. Remember that each of us can contribute to creating a more just society. 4. Don't forget about family. Family is our support and support in any life situation. Don't forget about your loved ones, cherish them, and devote time and attention to them. 5. Seek inspiration. Find what inspires and motivates you, and follow that path. Be open to new opportunities and ideas. Find your calling, and follow your dreams. I hope that my advice will be useful to my readers and help them achieve success and happiness in their lives. The main dream I pursue is to create a society where justice and fairness are accessible to all. I want to live in a world where law and order protect the rights of every individual, where no one is left unprotected from abuse and violations. My dream is to see people believe in the power of the law and remain true to the principles of morality and ethics. I strive for my work as a lawyer to contribute to creating a society where even the weakest and most vulnerable can feel protected and respected. I dream of a world where everyone has equal opportunities for development and self-realization, where there is no place for corruption, discrimination, or violence. My goal is to bring about changes in legislation and public consciousness so that every person can live with dignity and freedom. I know that the path to this dream is long and difficult, but I am ready to pursue it to the end. My work as a lawyer is my way of contributing to creating a better world for all of us. To achieve my dream, I will continue to work diligently and tirelessly. I will defend the rights and interests of my clients, fight against abuse and injustice in all its forms. I will actively participate in public life, support initiatives and movements aimed at improving the legal system and protecting citizens' rights. I will work with legislators and authorities to make changes to laws and policies that contribute to creating a more just society. Additionally, I will raise awareness about issues and rights violations in society through various media outlets to draw attention to them and stimulate public discussion. I will educate and nurture a new generation of lawyers and rights defenders to continue my work and promote the values of justice and fairness forward. All my efforts will be directed towards creating a world where every person has equal opportunities and protection under the law. I will persistently pursue this goal, despite all obstacles, because I believe that my dream is not just a dream but a real opportunity to change the world for the better. In the summer, our family loves spending time in nature, enjoying the sun and fresh air. We often go on picnics to parks or nature reserves where we can appreciate the beauty of the surrounding nature and spend time in a peaceful atmosphere, together with our child. We take walks in the forest, explore different trails, and find secluded spots to relax. We often bring a tent and camp under the open sky, enjoying the starry nights. In the summer, we also frequently visit beaches or lakes where we swim, sunbathe, and play in the sand. The child enjoys building sandcastles and playing beach games, while my spouse and I enjoy sunbathing and swimming in the cool water. Additionally, in the summer, we often have family picnics in our garden or on the balcony. We cook delicious food on the grill, play outdoor games, and enjoy pleasant conversations around the table. All these moments create unforgettable memories and strengthen our family bonds. Summer for us is a time of relaxation, fun, and closeness, which we happily spend together, enjoying every moment. For now, my spouse and I have not made this serious decision. We both love our child and are fully dedicated to his upbringing and development. However, the question of expanding our family always remains open and is discussed between us from time to time. We realize that the decision to have another child is a significant responsibility and a serious step in our lives. We carefully weigh all the pros and cons, discuss our desires, opportunities, and readiness for such a change. For now, we are focusing on creating comfortable conditions for our child and ensuring his full childhood and development. We are not rushing to make a decision about expanding our family and are giving ourselves time to think and make the right decision for us. Anyway, we know that the love and care we feel for our child will always remain in our family, whether we have another child or not. I try to spend time in nature as often as possible. For me, nature is not just a place of relaxation but also a source of inspiration and energy. I love walking in the forests, admiring the beauty of mountain landscapes, and enjoying the tranquility of lakes and rivers. Each trip to nature brings me new experiences and inspires creativity and self-improvement. I adore listening to the rustle of leaves underfoot, observing birds and animals in their natural habitat, and simply enjoying the peace and quiet of the wilderness. Sometimes I go hiking or biking, exploring new trails and routes. It's a great way to relax after a workweek and recharge for upcoming tasks. Additionally, I often organize picnics or camping trips with family or friends. We cook delicious food on the grill, build campfires, sing songs around the guitar, and simply enjoy each other's company in the fresh air. For me, nature is not just a place to relax but also a place to rejuvenate and find harmony with myself and the world around me. I try to make time to visit nature as often as possible and am grateful for every opportunity to enjoy its beauty and tranquility. Yes, we try to visit Grandma and Grandpa as often as possible. For my spouse and me, family gatherings with her parents are especially important times when we can spend time together, share news, and simply enjoy each other's company. Grandma and Grandpa are always happy to see us and our child. They enjoy telling us interesting stories from their lives, sharing wise advice, and supporting us in all our endeavors. We often spend time with them over lunch or dinner, discuss various topics, look at photos, and simply enjoy each other's company. These meetings are also important for our child, as he receives a lot of love and attention from his grandparents. We value every opportunity to spend time with my spouse's parents and try to do so as often as possible. Family gatherings with Grandma and Grandpa bring us a lot of joy and warmth, and we are grateful for the opportunity to be with them. The development of our child is especially important and exciting for us. My spouse and I carefully follow each stage of his growth and development, rejoice in his achievements, and support him in his endeavors. Our child actively explores the world around him, constantly learning new skills and abilities. We spend a lot of time with him, playing various games, reading books, engaging in creative activities, and solving different tasks. We try to create a stimulating and safe environment for him where he can freely develop and realize his potential. We support his interests and hobbies, help him acquire new skills and abilities, and rejoice in every success. Our child learns quickly and is always full of enthusiasm and curiosity about the world. We enjoy watching him become more independent and responsible, and we do everything possible to help him in this process. For us, every day with our child is a new adventure and an opportunity to learn something new about him and ourselves. We are proud of his achievements and cherish every moment spent together. So, friends, my life is full of bright moments and unforgettable experiences. I strive to be active and make the most of every day, working towards achieving my goals and doing everything possible to ensure the happiness and well-being of my family. I cherish every moment spent with my loving spouse and our wonderful child. Our family is a source of inspiration and strength for me, and I am happy to share these wonderful moments from our life with you. My work as a lawyer also plays an important role in my life. I strive to be principled and persistent in defending the rights and interests of my clients, despite all the difficulties and obstacles that may arise in my path. Everything I do is aimed at making this world a little better and fairer. I believe in the power of law and justice, and I am ready to fight for them to the end. Thank you for accompanying me on this little journey through my life. I hope that my stories have inspired you and brought you some warmth and optimism. Until we meet again.